machine on, and then you kind of like want to.
They've eliminated this.
Pick out for that one.
So I got to basically create this major from scratch, trying to incorporate all my experience as an engineer and my love for physics and combine them into something that would provide opportunity for students to want to learn about engineering and then actually pursue engineering as a career.
I chose engineering because it challenges my mind and it makes me a more creative thinker with how I see life.
I've committed to Lehigh at this point, and I plan to go into civil and environmental engineering, which are very interrelated.
Going to go to Lafayette College and study electrical engineering and computer engineering, since they do go hand to hand.
The projects I worked on this year in Engineering 3 would be the Rube Goldberg machine, a miter saw table that moves around the classroom, and a tech glider, which is a little plane.
Rube Goldberg introduced this concept of, and you'll see this in commercials a lot, where a ball will roll down the ramp and hit one item and that thing will knock over and hit another ball and it will knock over, and you just go through a series of steps. And there's actually lots of competition.
Completely, like, we made this from scratch. Just a kind of like a domino effect, but only using simple machines.
I had 3 teams in the class. Each team had a very different solution to the project, which was great. But the ultimate goal was to break a balloon.
So like, it looks, there's a lot going on here, but basically like we have wedges, we have dominoes, but all simple machines, and like marbles, everything just falls into a chain reaction, basically, is the main point of it all.
And the second project was a tech glider, where we deeply read about the forces that involves when an object is thrown, and then we designed it and flew it. A lot of people didn't succeed. Personally, mine just fell and it broke. The glue was bad, but you know, you learn something new every year.
The process of making the miter saw machine was we had to make a sketch that can support the miter saw and anything that goes on top. And we also had to think about how big it should be and how wide it should be. It was hard because I had to think about what the future engineering students would use on how they would use the table correctly, and so that way it can support any weight that they might use in the future.
All right, let's see if you can count up. What classes are involved in the engineering major? First year, Intro to Engineering, where students learn how to do basic drafting and how to solve problems using the engineering design process. I will teach the kids about the process and then slowly work them through each step to learn how to systematically solve problems that will lead to the most success. Second year of the engineering major is you would have to have see me twice a day, and that would be one for physics, where you learn how forces are applied and how acceleration is achieved through different forces and what momentum is involved in things and energy and such. And the other class would be Principles of Engineering, or Engineering 2, where the projects are a little bit larger and a little bit more challenging than they were the first year, and a lot of the projects involve 3 or 4 people on a team, so you have to learn how to work in a larger group. The third year of engineering is all about computer science principles. How do I do coding? What is coding all about? That's really the big wave right now in engineering, is coding. Everything requires coding. If you're in a mechanical engineer or electrical engineer or aerospace engineer, everything requires coding.
Then you will learn some coding languages. First you will start on Scratch, which will basically teach you the basics and how the computer reads programs. And then you would turn what you learn from Scratch into Python.
New for 2022-23 school year is we're going to be introducing something called the trades engineering, which instead of kids focusing on going to college for engineering, mechanical, electrical engineering, they would now focus on thinking about the building trades, being a carpenter, or a plumber, or electrician, and would give them the basic skills to actually be prepared for that, so that they can explore if this is something they want to do.
Describe it as very fun and hands-on. It's not as hands-on as you first start out, but later throughout the years, it does get like more and more challenging and more hands-on.
I'm definitely used to the process, I'm used to the language, so I definitely do feel prepared going into an engineering major in college.
I would like to thank Roberts for being the best engineering teacher I could have, because he has showed me what it's like to be an engineer in school and out of school, and what it's like to be on a team and work independently.
Really making this a class that we can all enjoy, making sure that we're always doing something that we're interested in, and like let us give input.
This year's senior class really made my year easier and more enjoyable because they worked together, they really thought about their projects, and I just enjoyed watching them grow and experience the engineering class this year. So the class is really going to many different engineering schools all through the area. And then a lot of the other class that didn't go on to engineering schools are going to technical schools. They're either going to automotive transportation center or trade school. And so I'm really excited about each one of these students, what they're doing, and the opportunity that they've shown me through the year.